This week, I have the honor of starting a new section for the Burkean Conservative, Film Reviews. In this section, we will examine films from a conservative standpoint and analyze the deeper philosophical messaging and context of top films. Our first review will be of the controversial Star Wars film, The Last Jedi. This film had generated all sorts of mixed reactions, with many reviewers praising it as the best Star Wars film, while many others find it to be the worst. If you haven't seen it yet, be warned there are spoilers ahead. Now, in my essay, I wrote about my childhood growing up as a lover of Star Wars. For me, it was certainly difficult to accept this film as part of the canon. It lacked much of the deeper meaning, philosophical messaging, and complexity that made me love the original films. I could go on, but since there are many reviews already pounding away at plot holes in the film, I want to instead give what I would have wanted in the film. As evidence, I would like to narrate a scene that I believe should have been in the film. This scene picks up immediately after the period when Benicio del Toro's character, DJ, flips through the ship's screens in front of Finn and reveals a very significant fact. The First Order and the Resistance purchase weapons from the same buyer. First Order or Resistance, it's all the same in the end. As Finn sits dumbfounded, realizing that the Resistance he's grown to accept may just end up becoming the next galactic empire, the movie shifts to Luke and Rey. Luke would begin a discussion that, while brief, sets a foundation for connecting The Last Jedi to all the films that have gone before it. Rey would begin, "I don't understand. You left after you failed Ben, but why can't you just try again? Start a new school?" Luke responds, "That one small display of my power turned Ben away forever. I said I would tell you why that Jedi needed to end." Luke and Rey walk to the temple. Luke continues, "For thousands of years the Jedi ruled alongside the Senate, enforcing their view of balance. Despite their asceticism, they became enforcers of their own morality. You think the enemies of the Republic were all on the dark side? They were desperate for freedom and trusted a man they didn't understand. So when the Jedi allowed to come to power underneath their very noses, Darth Sidious, do you want to know why he went undetected? Because the Jedi were just like him, only not so direct, much like your Resistance." Rey exclaims, "The Resistance fight for peace in the galaxy. The First Order destroys it." Luke speaks sternly, "Tell me, how many people died on that space station you and the Resistance destroyed? Thousands, maybe? Men? Women? Perhaps children? All of them evil? How do you think the First Order came into being in the first place? They were Resistance fighters like you against a tyrannical republic of corrupt aristocrats. Search your feelings, Rey." Rey thinks for a moment. "If what you say is true, how can I find my place in all this?" Luke stares on. "I said the Jedi needed to end. I never said anything about the Force." I could go on, but the point is clear. Here's where the film rises again above the galactic conflict. Good and evil become blurry, but the Force remains central to answering the larger questions. What breaks the chain of war upon war? How is one group's freedom another's prison? What new order could arise from the ashes of the Jedi? If the film had gone in this direction, we would experience possibly a new redemptive event, not just of converting Ben Solo to the light, but of the hope of reconciling his entire army and the Resistance with an even higher order in the universe. So what do you think? Do you agree with my interpretation of The Last Jedi, or do you see it differently? Could this type of scene have somewhat salvaged the film? Please let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching our first film review, and please check out theburkeanconservative.com for more content like this every week.